In this video, I'm going to show you how to go from this to this with a nice little menu here. Boop. And installing this only requires you to visit a website, go through some steps, connect your device, and click Install. That's all it takes. Of course, first we're starting with any Kobo device that we've already got. This is my Kobo Clara black and white. We'll need to plug in the USB-C cable and connect it to our computer running Chrome to get started. We'll hit connect. We can check in Finder or in Windows Explorer to see if our device was connected successfully. On the web page, we'll use Connect My Kobo to connect to our device. This will show you how to do this exact connection procedure. Once we've connected our device, we should be able to choose it in our Explorer. For me here, I'll check the volume on the left, we'll hit select, and then we'll get to see what device we've connected, including the serial number, which I'm not revealing here. The serial number's first few characters actually identifies the model number. In this case, it's a Kobo Clara black and white. Depending on the actual device and software version on that device, some features may or may not be available. Let's move forward and continue. KoboPatch Web UI gives you a few options here, but we're going to go for the safe option that has an uninstallation option and gives us the most flexibility. We'll be able to select what features we want if we pick the Install with Preset and Customize option. From here, I can tweak everything to my heart's desire, including the icon and the label of the tab that will show up to open our menu. I'm going to customize it to show a book and my name. And then I'm going to simplify the look of my Kobo home screen as you saw in the beginning. You've also got options to install additional reader apps, but in this case, I don't need them. But what I am going to install is NickelClock. NickelClock makes it possible to see the time while you're reading, so you don't have to tap in the middle of the screen to see how late it is. Nice! This is a great mod, and you can now install it with KoboPatch Web UI too. If we continue, we can move on. The next step involves taking a backup. You should do this, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to skip this process. If you have notes and annotations, don't forget that. You'll see an overview and some notices that may be relevant to you. If you then click the Write to Kobo button, you'll start writing the files to your device, and that's it. That's all it takes. We just need to eject our device, and then we can wait and see the magic happen. You'll need to wait a little bit of time, and you may need to unplug the USB-C cable if nothing happens. But after a while, your device will update, just like this. Most of these devices have an indicator light. For this one, you'll be able to see it flash at the top right-hand corner of the Chrome of the device. You can see it flicker. That means it's restarting. This entire update and restart process actually takes a little bit of time, so this is an excellent point in the video when I can tell you about uninstalling all of these mods. Uninstalling them works exactly the same way installing them does. Connect your device, choose Remove NickelMenu, select the features you want to remove, and then follow the same steps. Removal works exactly the same way. You'll need to wait a little bit of time for these steps to complete, as both the install and removal steps take a bit of time, but once it's done, it's done. You'll see that in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, our new tab item has shown up. Let me show you how to actually customize our typography. In addition to the setup, we've also installed some extra fonts, which are accessible through this dropdown. You'll also notice that when we tap this away, the time is visible here thanks to NickelClock. Another thing you can do is use the menu to undo some of the changes and switch between known states. For example, tapping the minimal home button actually reboots the device and resets the home screen to what it was before. You can tap it again to then revert once more to the minimal home screen. you'll see the device is rebooting here. This way, we've quickly reverted our home screen, but we can just go back to the minimal screen by tapping that option again. I fast forwarded through this a little bit because otherwise you'd be staring at the device restart, but I think you get the point. Once it's restarted, you'll note that we're back to our minimal layout, like we were before. And that's how easy it is. The other thing I wanted to show you is how easy it is to uninstall. So I've reconnected the device and we'll reload the web page. We'll go through the same process again. We'll select our e-reader, we'll hit select, we'll see our information, we'll continue through the wizard the same way we did it before, but this time we'll choose Remove NickelMenu. Notice how we can turn off individual options that we want to keep, like better typography, bundled fonts, or perhaps even NickelClock. If we check these off, NickelMenu and some of its features will be removed, but the other ones that we've unchecked will remain. However, for this demonstration, I'm going to remove everything, so I'm going to recheck these one by one. Then, we'll continue by pressing the Continue button. This will remove all of the things that I just loaded on my device. We'll continue through our flow, and we'll choose to skip the backup. We'll get a little overview, and then we'll hit Remove from Kobo to actually write the removal files. We can eject the drive, and then we just need to wait for everything to complete. I'm going to skip forward through this process because it's going to take a few seconds. But as you can see, it'll start updating, and we just need to wait. I'll just fast forward during this process, so we've sped up this clip a little bit. As you can see, the indicator light at the top right corner is flashing, and that's an indicator things are busy. And that's about it. If you see some strange lines, don't worry about this either. It is known to happen sometimes, but everything's fine, and that's it. And there you go. I hope that it was useful for you, and a few other things. I have 2 other videos, one on how to install CoReader. The UI and user experience has changed a little bit, as you can see in this video, compared to the previous ones, but I have 2 videos, one that is an explainer video on why I made this whole web app, and then another video on how to easily install CoReader. So if you want to see those 2 to get a little bit more of an explanation, I recommend checking them out. So yeah, enjoy. Let me know in the comments if everything worked for you. If you have any feedback or issues, don't hesitate to get in touch via the comment section or via GitHub. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a great reading experience. Bye-bye!